If you're a single mom and you're interested on how to handle your paycheck once it comes into your bank account, stay tuned because I have 5 tips that I do, 5 things that I do every time I get paid. And I think it has helped me and I'm sure it's going to help you as well. So stay tuned. Hi, moms. Eve here. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. I'm a first generation immigrant in America. Thank you for joining. So the first tip will be once I get the money in, I do so. I'm gonna have my little note here. I always have notes in case I need to, refer to it. So the first thing I do when I get paid is to tithe. Before I touch my money, before I do anything, I tithe because I believe in giving. I know that nobody has ever gone become poor giving. I always give. I always give. Tithing is automatic for me. Once the money hits my bank account, I definitely will tithe. That's the first thing I do. Then the second one is I sit down and I pull out my budget and I look all the line items that I've put in. My budget is divided in three. We have the fixed expenses, which are essential expenses, the variables. Sometimes there can be fun money in there depending on on my paycheck and the priorities that I have that day. And then I have the bottom one, which is paying off debt and savings. Usually my savings is automated, and I've realized that I usually didn't automate my savings because I always thought, oh, it's going to be too much. I'm not sure if I will be able to cover my expenses and all that. But then I said to myself, I work too much and too hard not to prioritize savings. It doesn't make any sense. I'm here by myself. I have to have savings because if anything is to happen to me, nobody is coming to save me. So I decided to work on automating my savings. And luckily, where I work, you can open up to 4 accounts. So I have all the 4 accounts open. I have my main income account where they do send the money once they have dispatched in the other different accounts. I have my emergency savings. I have my another savings like a saving challenge where I send $25 every paycheck. I have my retirement savings, and that's how I prioritize my savings. So I have a place of savings, and then I have a paying of debt. So 2 things that you can quickly do. First is to um, if you are a Christian, and even if you are not, I encourage you to give. Even if you're a single man, you think that, oh, it's gonna impact my income. It's not. If you give, you always receive. Try it today, and you will see that what I was saying is true. And the second one is have a budget, pull out your budget and look at the different expenses and start. The third thing I do is pay your essentials. After you have saved, pay the essentials. Pay your rent or your mortgage, pay your car notes if you have one, pay your bills, pay your groceries, and the remaining ones, you now go down to the variables. I never touch my variables, and my variables, they have like vacation money, um, like my beauty products, fun money, many other things that maybe I'm working towards. So my variable money has household expenses, like you know everything that has variable stuff. So I first take care of the essentials, and the remaining one I go over again my variables, and then I adjust based on the money that remains. So if I put $100 for my beauty products and I can't spend those $100 anymore, I reduce it to the amount I can spend, and that's how I do my things. So that's the third point. The other point will be sit down and reflect. I have a budget for each paycheck, which means I pull out the old budget, the last 2 weeks budget, and then I bring this week budget and I compare the expenses. If for some reason I spent more last week, I make sure I don't do the same this week. So I adjust the way I spend. What it does is it creates awareness, and at the same time I track everything that I do. That way it stays on my mind that, okay, if you spend $100 on clothing, that was too much because last month you spent this amount of money in clothing. You need to slow down on the clothing thing. So that's how I work. Okay. And the last thing I do, I always plan fun money, and I always pull out the fun money in cash. I don't leave fun money in. I don't say, okay, I'm going to use the credit card so I can get points for the fun money and then transfer that fun money to pay for the credit card. I don't do that. You and I, we know when once you start using credit card, that's it. You're just going to be using it limit without limit, and I don't like it. I take the fund money that way. I don't have um to argue with my children. They see the envelope, they know this is the money allocated for fund money, and if it finishes, then the fund money is finished. We don't get to argue about that. And I like it. I like it like that. So I hope I was able to help. I hope the tiny points that I gave will also help you like reflect. Okay, so pay your tithe or give back, have a budget, pay your fixed expenses first, compare your last budget with this new one, and see where you should adjust with expenses when you are about to pay your variables, because variables you can tweak them. And the last one is fund money. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more tips for single moms, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe and see you next time. Bye for now.